Slim Ducker, Bun B, T.I.P, baby. Boss Hog, dirty side. When I hit the club, all the girls show me love. Buying out the bar, got drank by the jug. In the VIP with the chicks and the drugs. This is T.I.P, Bun B, and Slim Thug. When I hit the club, all the girls show me love.
Welcome to PechaKucha and Bunport Theater, also known as the Sardine Can. Thanks for being so patient and for squashing in here.
Headed to the club and the boss top down. Slim Thug bout to climb, representing H-Time. If you love me, you gon' smile. If you hate me, you gon' frown. Cause me and my boss hogs bout to bow till we fall. This year, I won't style. Slim Thugger want it all. Going solo, first CD out that's not slow-mo. Here's another hit thanks to Drink and the Dodo. The show though, we got the club shut down. Trying to pick which chick I'ma cut now.
It's like a pep rally. I feel like I'd be like, when I say Pechaka, you say cha, Pechaka, Pechaka. That's the only one I know. When I say Pechaka, you say cha, you say. I would never real good at the form.
When I hit the club, all the girls show me love. Buying out the bar, got drank by the jug.
Next up we have Drew Bixby, along with some help from Mark Hughes. Drew writes the Drunk of the Week column for the Westwood, and he and Mark are talking about Denver's best dive bars. So please give it up for Drew Bixby.
Very loud, I don't think I need the microphone. So those of you who got a Miller High Life, here's how this is going to work. We're going to play a game. You can play the game 3 ways. The first way that you can play the game is to, you know, just drink your camo decorated Miller High Life at your own pace. That's okay. We're not going to judge you. The second way to play the game is to just take a drink every time the slide advances. So you're taking 20 drinks, you'll probably finish your beer. You can also play the game the way that Mark and I are going to play the game, which is to take a drink every time the slide advances and every time I say the word dive. Now, I haven't counted the number of times that the word dive appears in the slideshow, and I have these little cards that I can't read because I wrote them in my own handwriting. I don't know how many times this says dive either, so this isn't fixed. I have no idea how this is going to go. The last thing I need from you, though, is if I say the word dive and don't take a drink, I want you to call me out on it. So I want you to all yell, dive! Hey. Dive! Dive! Well, that's good. Thanks for the practice. But what I want you to use that for is if I skip one.
All right.
Any questions? Okay. Cheers!
Cheers!
Okay, so Denver's best dive bars, picnic dive in the mountains. This is the book that I wrote about a certain type of bar, which I won't name. This is a wonderful cover. Mark Hughes took the photo for this cover, and I'm forever indebted to him. I couldn't pay him. I'm hardly getting paid at all. I offered him free drinks for life in exchange for making this photo for me and taking the photos in the book. Give him a round of applause. Thank you. Every bar in the book is rated on a series of 1 to 5 bottles of beer, depending on its diviness. So one bottle, one, your mother would be proud, all the way up to your mom might be propositioned by a meth head. Every bar is also designated on a scale of 1 to 3 ironic mustaches on whether hipsters will be there. Here's the list of dive bar decor that is featured in the book. Some of my favorite things from this include bartenders who leave the bar in order to go smoke and there's no one behind the register. There are things like wood paneling and carpet and dozing old man and vinyl jukeboxes and chip clips and cash-only policies and liquor bottles with the prices written on them.
You have to drink with a slideshow.
Plenty of dives allow hush-hush smoking inside. The Berkeley, a.k.a. the Berserkly, allows it legally. I don't know how they get away with this. A lot of bars I went into, I had a bartender offer me an ashtray and say, if the cops come in, you brought this from home. PJ's Carousel. A gay bar with low-rent drag queen shows also has a sand volleyball court in the back with an incredible mural on the adjacent wall. It looks like something out of Wet Hot Gay American Summer. It's not a real movie, but if it was, this would be featured in it. Okay? A really incredible place. I'm just going to drink early. Bushwhacker Saloon used to be a seriously shady strip club called Nathan's. If you look closely, you'll notice that the sunken bar is vaguely penis-shaped. That's a true story. And surrounded by the same upholstered chairs, backed by the same huge mirror, dive, right? Oh. Candlelight Tavern still uses granulated soap in the bathrooms, a holdover from when blue collar hands demanded a little extra grip for all that grease and grime. Some of you might know it as the Mandalite, but what dive isn't full of men during the day. It's also called the Candle Fight because back when it was a biker bar, some dude died, right? Serious business. Now this club tavern just isn't the glorious dive that it used to be. Though you can still occasionally find bartender Doc Wilson and his array of prosthetic legs behind the bar. These days it's mostly a hot mess, a meat market shit show of pop collars, faux hawks, and hot pants. It's true, it's just not the place it used to be. Though if you go during the day, it's pretty solid. Geno's lines were shut down and reopened with new owners when employees were indicted for racketeering, underground gambling, money laundering, and loan sharking. It's all alleged, of course, but the folklore is fun. I actually got a little nervous writing this blurb, right? Because I don't know whether these people have friends and whether these friends know where I live, right? The hangar bar has an airplane sculpture the size of a Mini Cooper suspended from the ceiling. It's comprised of more than 300 vintage beer cans, and it is fucking incredible. I'm serious, you have to go in and see this thing. It is amazing. It used to serve Lowry Air Force Base before it closed in 1990-something, and now it just kind of sits there. The jukebox is about... The jukebox is above the PS Lounge in Nob Hill Inn. They offer 25 songs for $5. That's amazing. Jukeboxes are a dying breed in bars, right? If you find a jukebox at all, usually it's one of those internet jukeboxes and they're trying to charge you extra to tap into their internet wireless database, right? I mean, the Skylark Lounge even has vinyl jukeboxes still. Judy Garcia, the mother of Phil Garcia, who owns Phil's Place right by where I live, serves some of the cheapest, most delicious Mexican food in Denver in takeout containers all day long. Most people don't know this, right? Mexican food in Denver, it's ubiquitous. You can walk into any place and it's like, oh, they have a full Mexican menu. That's bizarre, right? But, I mean, Judy actually makes delicious food at Phil's Place. Think you've been to the sketchiest bar in Colorado? Yeah. You haven't until you've been to the Ram Lounge. The kind of place where a good incarceration story is always in progress. Yeah, I know that seems like an overstatement, but it happens, right? It happened to me. If I learned anything from the process of writing this book about these kinds of bars, it's that I'm not afraid to go into these places. Okay. The vending machine at Ronnie Dan's Keg stocks everything from cigarettes to bags of chips and candy to condoms. Such miscellany is not uncommon in Denver. Dies. This place is also amazing because it juxtaposes white plastic chairs with amazing woodwork. Roslyn Grill and Nob Hill Inn, just a block apart, and this is a quote from the book, comprise a flaming binary star of degeneracy around which many of Denver's down and out orbit. There's no easy way to say this quote from the book, so I'm just going to. Roslyn Grill is a fucking halfway house with a full-service bar and a breakfast all-day menu. It attracts mostly male, hard-luck crowd banging down the door at sunrise and paying with pennies come sunset. Oh, the Rustic Tavern has been owned and operated by 82-year-old Joanne Turner for the past 52 years. During that time, she's never had a drink of alcohol or a drag from a cigarette. When I went in, she showed me like 15 photo albums. She'd say, there's so-and-so. His dog got hit by a car and we buried it out in the backyard. There's Uncle Fred. He bartended here for 10 years and left us $300 so when he died we could all drink on it. The Satire Lounge featured on the cover underwent a massive renovation while I was researching this book and then erased decades of dust and degradation. The drinks, however, are still cheap. The Mexican food's still tasty. The schizophrenics still talking to themselves. And at the end of the bar, and the last call is still the latest in town. It's still an amazing place, and if you walk in, it's bizarre. Stainless steel. The Squeeze Inn is a 400-square-foot, 28-person capacity joint featured in the book's 10 Best. It hosts an annual car show in its massive parking lot that's so popular they installed a beer tap on the outside of the bar for easier access. They regularly leave the keg tap and people go fill it up for a week. The Stadium Inn, affectionately called the Shadium Inn by the DU students who frequent it on weekends, sells more Jim Beam per square foot than any other bar in the country. It was also the first bar to desegregate in the state of Colorado. Yeah. Oh. I'm so tired. Buy Denver's Best Dive Bars, that book. I'm sorry to say. Wherever fine books are sold, though not really. It's a small book. It won't sell very many copies unless you help, right? Tattered cover, Barnes & Noble reporters on the internet. We have a website, denversbestdivebars.com. They're going to do it. Thank you very much.
Which one of those dive bars Bars has a nice tilapia for me.